back to my channel. This is Tita Lavinia of Tita's of Pageantry, and for this episode, I will be talking about the beauty queens who were in attendance at the recently concluded GMA Gala 2023. So I will be decoding their wardrobe and jewelry, so please make sure you stick around. Please subscribe to the channel as well as hit that bell notification button for your weekly pageant fix. Hey guys, I hope that you're doing well. I don't know if you can hear what's happening in the background, but it has been raining. It has been raining heavily for quite some time. And of course, this is understandable because I am filming this in the middle of a typhoon. So for you guys who are in the north, particularly in the areas of Baguio and Ilocos, I hope that if I have viewers in the area, that you guys are safe, your livelihood is secured, and your pets as well as your livestock are okay. I know that this is wishful thinking because I have been monitoring the news and it doesn't look too good, but whatever it is, guys, I hope that you are safe. So, I am going to talk to you about the fashion and jewels that were served by our beloved beauty queens at the biggest gathering of Kapuso stars because every time we have a ball, may it be from the GMA side or back in the day when we had the Star Magic Ball or the ABS-CBN ball, a lot of us are really glued to this because we always wait for our Binibining Pilipinas Universe or Miss Universe Philippines representative to make an appearance. And you have been spoiled for the past couple of years. Because that's exactly where we gauge the power and the impact of whoever it is that we will be sending. So I remember during Pia's time, we were all stunned with her pink look. It was just so vintage, and she had this really bold purple lips which really worked, and we felt like, yeah, we have someone strong, who's we're going to send to Miss Universe. And then fast forward to 2018 when we saw Catriona Gray strut in that beautiful silver beaded dress. And again, 2018 was the year we all felt like winners. So this year is no different. I mean, we no longer have the Star Magic Ball or the ABS-CBN ball. So I'm pretty happy that we have GMA to come up with this ball situation and get these stars, these celebrities, these A-listers and starlets, beauty queens, and whoever just the chance to dress up and continue the tradition. So this took place at the swanky Manila Marriott Hotel, and I'm sure that by now you've already memorized the values of the jewels that were showcased in the event. So you had the likes of Heart Evangelista wearing that beautiful Schiaparelli dress, um, custom fitted for her. She paired it with, just the fabulous Bulgari serpentine necklace. And I'm wearing one for you, but I'm pretty sure it's just so far, far, far from the 7 million price tag of a heart's necklace. I also am sure you've read about Anne's fashion lumpia. You've read about Marion Rivera and all of that simplistic, elegant beauty. I don't know what it is, but you might think it's so simple, but yeah, she piled on millions from the dress to the jewels, which were, of course, all trumped by the likes of Glyza de Castro, who wore a diamond necklace valued at over 37 millions. Let that sink in. So, what I'm just saying is that these are the actresses, these are the models, you know the backstory, but that's why I'm here to give you more of the backstory on the beauty queens and the fabulous frocks that they wore. So I will be starting off with something really bombastic, with a really directional style and look for you guys. And I am talking about the beautiful Rabia Mateo on my 10th spot. So Rabia wore a Jot Losa golden gown. It had paillettes, it had gold sequins, but the most striking aspect of the gown were the cutouts, which really accentuated her figure. Is this something new that I've seen? Most likely not. I mean, I've seen a lot of versions of this gown, but for this event, it seemed like it really fit Rabia and the look that she was going for. It probably doesn't fit into the category of elegant. It might fit the category of formal, but whatever it was, I thought she looked stunning. The hair and makeup really worked for me because, yeah, it has been raining and it seems like on trend, but the hair especially was just so nicely wet, if there is such a thing, and it really reminded me of Kim Kardashian or even Megan Fox when they attend these red carpet events. But what was most striking about the whole look were the earrings that she wore. So of course the earrings were lent to her by Luna, by Drake Justin. This is the same jewelry house that provided her diamonds for her Miss Universe stint in 2021. So, according to the website, the diamond pair is called Aguila, and it's comprised of 9 carats of white diamonds and 13 carats of pear shaped yellow diamonds. So, I don't know if you're familiar with your diamonds, but yeah, yellow diamonds are pretty big, or it's a pretty big deal when you have a pair of like really fabulous yellow diamonds. And what's even more fabulous is that the earrings alone, they're valued at 4.25 million. Again, let that sink in. All right, I will be moving on to our Reina Hispano 2017, Teresita Win-Win Marquez, who wore a fabulous Mark Baumgartner dress. Now, this was a sculpted rosette gown that was previously worn by Nicole Cordoves and Michelle D. So I'm sure you're familiar with this look. This was one of my favorite looks because this one really had a punchy color combination. And I know that it has been worn several times, but it really is a timeless classic, and you could dress it up with diamonds, but in Winwin's case, she decided to go for statement accessories or costume jewelry. So there. I will be moving on to my next attendee. I have CJ Opiaza, who I am happily surprised to see. She is, of course, Miss Universe Philippines 2023 first runner-up, and staying true with what's on trend right now with all the Barbie core happening. In fact, I just watched Barbie last night, and I'm still on a high from all that pink that I wore, pink earrings for this episode. Just to bling myself up and go on with the theme. So yeah, going back to CJ Opiaza, she was in pink. She was in coords, and this fit her to a T. Now, the ensemble was made by Adrian Ebrada, and it features a bandeau top that was fully embellished. It had pearls and crystals and a bow. It had a matching skirt, so all that fabulous stomach muscles were out and about that evening, and she wore matching gloves. So I thought she was really pretty. Next, the controversial Harley Boodle was also in attendance, and of course, this is no surprise because she has a series. She has an ongoing series with the network now. Her dress was a silhouette that we're very familiar with. We've seen this on Gabi Pasiano. We've seen this with Miss Bahrain from last year. And the whole thing was made by the talented Mara Chua. So according to the write-up, she wore a custom V-neck crystal mesh body glove dress with a separate hood. Now, according to the write-up, the final fitting took place just hours before the event. So this was a quick custom. This was something that Mara pretty much understood and knew how to cut, but Mara also has that innate talent of making someone who is already sexy even sexier, because Harleen, whose waistline was at 24, managed to squeeze in a corset, reducing her waistline to 21. So she had that fabulous hourglass figure. Now, she had a simpler version of what Celeste Cortesi wore, which I will be talking more about later on. But whatever it is, the make isn't Kmart because, or isn't a Kmart version because it was made by Mara Chua. It might have been constructed in a super fast manner, but This is something that she knows. This is her expertise, and it turned out really, really well made. It turned out really nice. I just wish that she had more bling because the color itself wasn't that punchy to begin with. But yeah, she looked absolutely fabulous. That waistline was perfection. Next, Michelle Arceo was also in attendance, our newly minted Reina Hispano Americana Filipinas 2023. She went a different route this time. She was still in that vintagey look with her wavy hair, silver lids, but this time, instead of wearing a gown, she wore a bedazzled jumpsuit by my good friend Rao Ablaza Uson. This was a corseted jumpsuit with a bow detail at the back. So, yeah, just a little bit of a different direction this time. Next, I am really very happy to see her out and about. We've been talking about her extensively. In fact, before Pauline, she was our topic. And I guess that, right after winning the title, just a few weeks right after winning the title, we are understanding more and more why she is just perfect for the part. And I am talking about the very first Miss Grand Philippines 2023, Nikki Dimora. Now, this was Nikki's first official outing as a title holder, and I thought that she looked absolutely fabulous. She wore a Pablo Mendez ensemble. This was consisted of a halter top that was fully beaded. It had a matching skirt that was fully beaded. It had silver fringe. So it was a little too much, yes, but it moved and it sparkled and it's young and yeah, fresh because of a lot of skin showing. And it was just really so smart of them to showcase her abs because that's exactly what Nikki is known for. So just like CJ, she also had matching gloves. Her hair was up, and she had jewelry that was just so contemporary, that was just so edgy. And I think that what's even more delightful to a lot of the pageant fans is just seeing Nikki improve, just seeing Nikki really lock in on a perfect look, because I feel like a lot of her looks right now are more on the experimental side. So we're seeing, just a difference in hairstyling, which I absolutely welcome because it shows versatility. And for me, it just really shows that these events are exactly the events that is needed by the glam team to really lock in on a look that would fit her by the finals of Miss Grand International. So kudos, and I really, really thought that she was delightful to watch and wait for during the event. My next beauty queen is someone who hasn't been challenged in her position. I'm talking about the uber beautiful Miss World 2013, Megan Young. So Megan, of course, attended with her husband Mikael Daes, and they were both in Francis Libiran. But I honestly thought that this was just a little out there for Megan. I mean, once you get to know Megan, she's really very down to earth, very, very simple. I mean, she understands the modeling part, she understands just the glitzy part of her work, but it's just so far removed from how glamorous pageantry and the entertainment industry is with how Megan is in real life. So now seeing her in all that golden glory because she wore a tiered skirt that had micro pleats. And then she also wore like a foiled bustier top. No, it wasn't bustier. It was like a bralette top. It was coordinated with the skirt, but it was just so gold. It was so festive. She was just so hard to miss. And although Megan, of course, has worn fabulous gowns in the past, she's just not the most out there when it comes to her personality. So I really love the play. I really love the idea of her just having that one night to get super glammed up, and I really thought that it worked. Next, I want to go ahead and give you the absolutely fabulous and often talked about Celeste Cortesi. Now, Celeste Cortesi wore her ka-love team when it comes to fashion, Anthony Ramirez, one of my absolute favorites. And I discussed this before. So the dress, unfortunately, was not that unique because Harley Boodle eventually wore like a pretty similar look, pretty similar silhouette. But if you look at it closely, Anthony Ramirez also has a very different attack on that, you know, popular silhouette nowadays, that hooded look. First of all, I think that a lot of us really got what we wanted, because when we were talking about how we wanted Celeste Cortesi to look at Miss Universe, we were referencing Miss Italy from 1994 with that hooded look, the one who started it all for us in pageantry. But I'm glad that she was able to explore that at this event and really go for that glam hooded look and really give us a look that was directional, that was really blingy. So if you're familiar, because I pointed this out in my live sesh, the fabric of Celeste's gown, that fine chainmail fabric, was also the same fabric that was worn by Michelle Arceo when she competed at the finals of Miss Grand Philippines. So I'm pretty familiar with how this fabric falls. I'm pretty familiar with how easy it is to actually form the fabric, because if you look closely, at least for the hooded part of the gown, the edges followed the curves of her hair. So I thought that was a really genius little touch. Now, what was even more fabulous, apart from that beautiful face, were the jewelry that she wore. She wore a set from Milladai, this local jewelry brand, and I'm sure you're familiar with this set. The set is called Marie. It's from the Marie collection, and it features fabulous sapphires, gigantic sapphires, and of course accented by beautiful diamonds. I first encountered the set from Arbony Gabriel, who wore this at one of her events here in Manila. It was also worn by Karen Nicole Picho from Miss Manila. That's why I know that the whole set was valued at 5 million. Next, we move on to, I suppose, and I think a lot of us are in agreement with this, the blingiest of them all. I will be giving this one, of course, to one of our favorites, Krishna Gravides. Now, this was a Leo Almodal gown. This was a gown that we've seen before, worn, of course, by Julia Sobier, beautiful physique. And then this was also worn at the photo shoot by Harley Boodle. These girls were blessed in the physical department, but I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. I'm just saying this dress hit the jackpot with Krishna Gravides. Now, of course, Krishna and Harleen Boodle, the body type is pretty much the same, but I don't know. It just made sense when Krishna wore this. So she didn't really have to wear a lot of jewelry because that's already wearable jewelry for me. But what was interesting was that she had her hair straight, she had beautiful makeup on, she knew how to project, she knew how to sell the garment. But Christopher Menor also provided her forehead chain, which was a really directional Eastern look for me. Like I would imagine the Turkish harem, or just those historical paintings that I would see in books and or in documentaries for, I don't know, maybe India or some exotic land. I thought it made sense for her. So kudos. I thought it was really pretty. A little too blingy, just like CJ Opiasa, but it really didn't matter because she looked the part. And again, I think that they all hit the jackpot. I hope that they continue considering this for Miss Charm. And of course, the last lady on my list is our highest title holder. I'm talking about Michelle D, Miss Universe Philippines 2023. Now, she was also in the Mark Baumgartner dress. No surprise there. They've been having this, really successful partnership, and I hope that they continue to bring that to El Salvador now that we have a date for El Salvador, which is going to be on November 18th. So I suppose you and I will see each other for 10 days come November. But let me go back to the Mark Baumgartner ensemble that she wore. So she wore a champagne dress, and for me, it was made into three parts. The first part was like an armored, embellished, deconstructed panuelo, if that even makes sense. But this one was placed in a more angular manner. It made her boxy, yes, but I suppose they were really going for something powerful because according to the write-up, they were going for power, class, and elegance. The middle part was a corset, and it was see-through because you could see the boning of the corset, and attached to that is the skirt part, which had a sunburst embellishment of crystals. So yeah, she did have the bling bling, but what's even more interesting was that she wore a pair of Tiffany earrings, and this was also the same um, earrings that was worn by Lady Gaga. And this is the Tiffany triple drop hardware earrings. I am just not quite sure whether she wore the silver pair or the golden pair, but it starts at $1,000. The gold ones are valued at around $4,000. So yeah, we're talking about money here. And she completed her whole look with a Bulgari clutch that had the serpent's head as well as that silvery blingy thing going on. So it was just really, really pretty to see them all glammed up. It was just really pretty to see her at something that's really edgy. Do I think it's super edgy? Yes, I do. I think that it's super edgy. I wish that they could have softened, like maybe one aspect of her overall styling, maybe her hair, maybe her makeup, but whatever it is, I am absolutely sure that she made an impact. So there you go, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this little episode. I hope to do more in the next couple of weeks, but for now, I will see you on Sunday. Let's talk more pageant because it's a never ending story. So I will see you very soon. Bye, guys.